Okay, let's dive right into this explainer, where we are going to completely decode the ancient Kabbalistic blueprints of the universe to answer, quite honestly, humanity's oldest and most painful question. Welcome. Today we are taking a world-class mystical deep dive into the very fabric of existence. We are stepping straight into the Pardes, that beautiful, mystical orchard of esoteric wisdom. And we're drawing our insights directly from the absolute foundational text of Jewish mysticism, the Zohar, specifically Parashat Vayeshev. We're going to explore the vast architecture of divine justice, the hidden mercy that operates behind our pain, and the incredibly confusing reality of the suffering of the righteous.
So we really have to start by asking the big question, the one that makes it feel like there is a massive glitch in the matrix. Is the heavenly court actually making a mistake? Picture this in vivid, cinematic 4K detail, almost like a heritage painting. You're standing in a massive, awe-inspiring heavenly court, and there are these colossal scales of cosmic justice. But they seem to be inexplicably tipping the wrong way. Down here on Earth, we see the wounded bodies of the absolute most innocent people, right alongside the shining, seemingly untouchable empires of the corrupt. And seeing that just forces us to ask, is the divine justice system fundamentally broken?
It's the ultimate cosmic paradox, right? We literally see this every single day in our physical world. On one hand, you have righteous suffering, the innocent facing immense, inexplicable hardship, and on the other hand, the wicked prospering, the corrupt just enjoying unbroken success. The ancient texts actually tackle this head-on, starting with the powerful exclamation, "Far be it from God to do wickedness." They insist emphatically that what we are witnessing is absolutely not a failure of justice. It's actually a profound limitation in our own human perception.
Here is our system map for completely rebooting our understanding of divine providence today. First, we'll look at the glitch. Then we'll uncover the code. Next, we'll examine the engine, witness the transformation, and finally, we'll reach the endgame.
Section 1. The glitch. Let's talk about the paradox of our physical world.
Classic ethical texts, like the Ramchal's brilliant Mesillat Yesharim, describe our earthly existence as just a temporary loading screen. It's a narrow hallway, a vestibule leading to the main event. You know, we tend to treat this physical world as if it's the ultimate destination, but the Kabbalists are telling us, no, it's just the entryway. Think about it. You wouldn't judge the grand architecture of a magnificent palace by looking at the muddy floor mats in its vestibule, right? The glitch is simply our deeply flawed assumption that this temporary realm is supposed to be the final place of perfect justice and reward.
Section 2. The Code. It is time to start debugging the soul.
Listen to how perfectly this aligns when we map the mechanics of the universe using a modern tech analogy for adults and maybe a video game metaphor for the kids. The Sephirot, those are the architectural loads, the literal core game engine of reality. And suffering? It is not a glitch. For adults, it's a divine debugging process, a rigorous firewall cleansing. For kids, it's like grinding for XP through incredibly hard levels to make sure you're ready for the final boss. And what about the prosperity of the wicked? Well, in cosmic engineering, it's just a temporary credit payout before ultimate account closure. In video game terms, it's using a cheat code that gives you temporary invincibility right now, but permanently corrupts your save file, completely ruining the endgame.
So the absolutely crucial point here is the concept of Sod, the secret. These hidden energy mechanics of the universe reveal that the pain of the righteous is actually a highly sophisticated firewall cleansing, designed to remove deep viruses from the soul. Remember, far be it from God to do wickedness. The suffering we perceive as so unfair is actually an incredibly intense act of divine love. It's a deliberate debugging protocol designed to perfectly secure the soul for ultimate, unhindered cloud access in the world to come. Section 3. The engine. Let's lift the hood and look at the architecture of the Sephirot.
10. The mystical texts map out exactly 10 Sephirot. These are the 10 fundamental dimensions, the architectural loads that balance the massive flow of divine energy. They are the literal gears of the cosmic engine that process everything from the absolute divine will all the way down to physical matter.
2. Because all of this architecture operates across two completely distinct realms. You have the temporary physical world of testing and action, and then you have the eternal spiritual world of ultimate truth and reward.
Watch how this divine energy actually cascades down step by step. We begin way up at Keter, the absolute, incomprehensible hidden will of the Creator. This raw, unfiltered energy flows straight into Chesed, the dimension of pure, expansive, blinding white mercy. But here's the thing, pure mercy would totally overwhelm our finite world, so it has to be channeled through Gevura, the restrictive, fiery red dimension of severe judgment. Now these two massive opposing forces crash together and synthesize in Sephirot, which is the realm of beautiful balance and harmony. From there, it funnels down into Yesod, the foundation, which acts as the ultimate testing ground for the righteous soul. And finally, it materializes in Malchut, the kingdom. That's our physical body and the dense physical world where we actually experience these energies as our daily life.
The profound Kabbalistic text, the Shar Ora, reveals something amazing. It says that what appears to us as dark thunderclouds of harsh judgment, the intense restrictive forces of Gevura, is actually operating entirely out of profound love. When the divine decree passes through a righteous person, it gets sweetened. It acts as a filter. Those thunderclouds might look absolutely terrifying from the ground, but they are actually carrying the life-giving rain necessary to sustain the entire ecosystem of human souls. Section 4. The transformation. This is where we learn about turning red into white. It's literal spiritual alchemy. The Kabbalists actually use colors to map these energies out for us. Red represents Gevura, or Din, the harsh, strict, fiery judgments that descend upon the world. White represents Chesed, or Rakamim, pure, shining, unconditional mercy. The ultimate spiritual task, the exact reason the righteous face such intense, fiery trials, is to sweeten those severe red judgments and completely transform them into pure, shining white mercy. They literally turn darkness into a radiant garment of light. It's an incredibly heavy burden to bear, but the shining souls of the righteous are literally acting as the ultimate shock absorbers for the entire universe's architecture. When severe decrees are issued from the heavenly court, the righteous take the hit. Their suffering absorbs that massive cosmic impact, it purifies the spiritual atmosphere, and it ensures that the rest of the world receives a sweetened, tolerable reality. They are quite literally the human firewalls protecting the entire system. So here is the core teaching of why the universe actually operates this way. Why does God allow this? Because righteous suffering acts as a profound purification. It is a vital soul upgrade that totally clears out spiritual debris. It prepares both the individual and the entire world for the ultimate good. On the flip side, the prosperity of the wicked is merely a temporary credit payout. They are just receiving their reward for any minor good deeds right here in the vestibule, ensuring their account is permanently and forever closed before they ever even reach the eternal banquet hall.
Section 5. The Endgame. Upgrading for the Cloud.
Think about the life cycle of a soul in these proportions. Only a small fraction of the journey, maybe 15%, is the initial descent into the physical body. Then comes the 35%. The crucible of life, the intensive debugging phase, where the righteous have to endure the firewall of hardship. But look at the vast majority. The remaining 50% represents ascending to the cloud, to Olam Haba, the world to come. The entirety of our physical experience is completely dwarfed by the eternal, massive weight of what follows. As the mystical text Tevenot promises us, the scales of justice absolutely, eventually balance. But you have to understand, they don't balance with earthly currency. The transformation is absolute. Every single ounce of pain, every moment of perceived injustice gets completely flipped into an endless, wondrous delight. The very depth of the suffering you go through actually carves out the capacity within your soul to hold the vastness of eternal joy. By enduring the firewall of hardship right now, the soul becomes perfectly optimized. Pain here literally clears the cosmic cache. It wipes away any spiritual impurities, ensuring that when the soul finally transitions out of this vestibule, it has pure, completely unhindered access to the ultimate source of light in the next dimension. And it does so without a single corrupted file holding it back. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought to maybe reframe your entire daily experience in the physical world. Look at your challenges not as punishments from an angry heavenly court, but as rigorous elite training. If your current struggles are actually just cosmic XP, preparing you for the ultimate spiritual upgrade, how does that completely change the way you face tomorrow's battles? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.